let's go ahead and listen to Achyutamayananda, hear his opinions, thought currents, and cognitions about this. Please go ahead.
Yes, Nithyanandam. So, just wanting to repeat again how important it is to keep Hinduism alive and not just preserved, because the benefits, the contributions of Hinduism is having it as a lifestyle, having it as something that is continuously contributing. And if it's preserved, it's almost like putting it away and not being active, not flowing, and it also leads it to die out, or at least not be as strong as it can be. So it is very necessary to keep it alive, because it is so rich and filled with cosmic principles, the cosmic principles that apply to all living beings, to the whole cosmos itself. And in following, or in having this as a lifestyle, it really brings a solution to just about anything. It's a conflict-free lifestyle that we must embrace and keep alive. And so, in regarding what we can do to keep this alive, what seems like is most important is, or the where we can start from, is each individual needs to start within themselves, and this is basically declaring integrity, continuously declaring integrity to the master, to the guru. And from this, we can continuously make life positive decisions, have a lifestyle that is continuously getting us closer to manifesting manifesting Shri Kailasa. And in declaring this integrity, another very important thing, each one to be organized. As Swamiji has says, the gods live organized. We must come to organize ourselves. And from this organization, everything becomes efficient. Everything will just flow. Everything will come. Everything will be integrated. It'll be easy for everyone to come and join if we all decide to organize ourselves. It could start from organizing yourself individually, yourself in your house, yourself in even in your own mind, the way you have the thought patterns, and of course getting organized as an organization within your local temple, local sangha, getting communication with the local sangha and see what it is that you can do. There are so many things that can be done regarding the legitimacy of Kailasa, which is all the legalities and creating entities, and also with starting the digital nation with so many things. It's actually it almost seems like it's too much for us to handle, or we need. There's so much that everybody could do. So if we're able to also as manifest these through the principle that we are super consciousness. As Swamiji has recently said, have the first principle be super consciousness. And then from this principle, whatever we declare, once we declare our integrity and we're able to realize ourselves as super consciousness. We can come from the space that truly connects us with our authentic, with our highest possibility. And the super consciousness it'll give us the intelligence to know what to do and how to do it, and of course manifest the Shri Kailasa. Yes, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Thank you so much for sharing. Next, Jnanatmananda, please go ahead and share your powerful cognitions, your thought currents about this. What are some ways how we can make other factual Hindus become actual Hindus? Please go ahead.
Nithyananda Maharaj, Nithyananda everyone. Thank you everyone for sharing. It's been excellent. Yes, I completely agree with what Chitamaya said about declaring integrity as the first and natural step that everyone can make. Life is basically a declaration when you recognize the opportunities provided by a living incarnation. So I just would add to that the action of just jumping in, because anything like how to make other fellow Hindus realize the importance of the Kailasa nation. So if you're watching the program and you want a solution, you just declare your integrity to Swamiji and just jump in and get involved. That will take care of everything. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, we have, we're as Chutamaya also mentioned, various groups are meeting several times per day through many different locations. We also have a group on facebook.com/Sena Nithyananda. You can message there or join there. We're meeting there. And yeah, other than that, for how to make other fellow Hindus realize the importance of the Kailasa nation. So that's the thing is how to make others. So what we, I mean, Kailasa nation is basically consciousness. So instead of consciousness manifesting through humanity in terms of destruction and competition, survival of the fittest, and grabbing what I need for myself so that others don't take it and I get destroyed, which is kind of the fear-based civilizations that humanity manifests when we ignore consciousness. So really what we need to be looking at is that I'm eternal and I can never be destroyed, and so my opportunity is to radiate that to others. So basically life is an opportunity to give to others. Life is an opportunity to enrich others, to enrich society. So we look at others as an opportunity to share and give and grow, instead of an opportunity of like what I need to protect and what I can take. So if we approach other Hindus in the way of listening, so it's like in the sense of it's not even making, we're not making, it's not even making or forcing, or it's not making other people to do things. That's not, like Swamiji doesn't do that, right? He just constantly enriches and constantly supports in every way, and plans for your future and supports you to get there and tells you the path and shows you what enlightenment is, and then gives you the experience and then tells you how to maintain it, and then makes that happen for you. And then, so he creates every opportunity for you to do all your own growth, but he provides every support and never gives up, even when you do. So that's what consciousness is. So yeah, so the understanding from here is basically approach. I mean, Swamiji has said also. I mean, this is what life is like. If we look at civilizations that have died, then it means that it wasn't life. Like we talk about civilized like ways of life on Earth, but life means life, not death. So life means living, and living is eternal, and living is survival. So Hinduism is not the only living civilization. It's not the only proven solution. It's it's the only proven way of living. Like it's literally, because any other civilization, that when a civilization grows, if the attitude when it outgrows its britches, to say, when it grows and needs more resources, if its attitude to neighboring civilizations and countries is to destroy them, that's not life. It's actually not life. So Hinduism is not just the only proven living way of living on earth. It's literally the only proven way of life. So that's actually an important concept. So that's what we need to recognize. When we recognize that it's actually a manifestation of existence, then we recognize the need for that. But yeah, generally I just would say, approach people in the space of listening and causing their reality. So engage the other people. We need to become activists. We need to become activists, actually. So it's like there's a Hindu Holocaust going on. It's like being on the battlefield. It's like there's a Hindu Holocaust going on where as many as 1 million gurukuls since 1830 have been destroyed. And actually there was a story in the news just this week of $14,000 in gold that was taken by force from a temple during renovations to be deposited into government banks. And so we'll see if that comes back. But so this is an ongoing thing. So there's this war going on of destruction of Hinduism, as was mentioned earlier in this Vakyartha Sadhas, that it's not an option. This emergency is not an option. It's something that needs to happen. And so it's like this Holocaust, this war is going on, and Hindus are like maybe reluctant warriors on the battlefield. And it's like the Hindus are, it's like when you're on the battlefield, you can't be crawling as a reluctant warrior. What will happen if you're crawling? You know, if you're dragging yourself on the ground by your fingernails on the battleground, what will happen? So we see what has happened. You can find the Documenting Crimes Against Hinduism Facebook page. You can find the No Conversion tag on Twitter and Facebook. Spend a few moments there and find out. Or you can go to the nithyanandatruth.org page and find out the Holocaust against Swamiji. So those kind of factoids are abundant and are there. But the thing is, how does a Hindu respond? And if we're standing on the battlefield, crawling along, then what's going to happen? So actually we need to stand up and mobilize ourselves and mobilize others. So when we act from the space of enriching and causing the reality that others want in their life, then they'll see the need, right? Like who supports you in your life? You know the need for them darn well, right? Like your mother, you know what the need for her was, or may still be. The need for your mother was giving you life. It's very important. So we need to just reach out to Hindus with the listening, caring space. Listening and with the goal, we can share the goal that we want to find common ground between us and how we can contribute to each other's lives. So that's a nonviolent approach to any in any situation. Just approaching from the space of, and even saying, looking to find how we can mutually contribute to each other's space. Find out what the common ground is and how we can make it happen. Find out what you want, what you're doing, how that works with the opportunities that I'm working to provide, how we can make happen what you want to have happen, basically. So this space on an individual level, organizational level. So yeah, it happens through listening. When we listen to people and cause what they want, enrich their lives, they're going to recognize that that's a need and a benefit. So that's one of the understandings.
Thank you so much, Nyanantmananda. Actually, finally, it just boils down to this one thing. The first question of how we can start contributing and working from wherever we are. Second question, how we can overcome all the obstacles to making this happen. And the third question, how we can bring others, actual Hindus, to become factual Hindus, and factual Hindus to become actual Hindus. The answer is one. We shedding our reluctantness, stop being reluctant Hindus, and start doing a real job of protecting and preserving Hinduism, actively going out and spreading this message. This is the singular and only answer Everything else which comes from this is finally best out of this. When this fundamental cognition we all have to become the real warriors Hinduism needs. Naturally, even these other three questions will not even come into existence. As long as we have this neo Hindutva idea inside us, how can we start contributing from wherever we are, how to overcome all these obstacles. When our house is on fire, do we care about how should we switch off the fire or how should we save our family? We act out of instinct. We act out of survival need. Fundamentally bringing this understanding into everyone, where Kailasa nation is a survival need now for Hindus. Not just Hindus but for humanity. It is making that happen is the only way Kailasa can be revived. Not any other way. So with this we've come to the end of today's Vakyartha Sadhas. I'd like to sincerely thank all the panelists who have joined with us here today for coming here, contributing towards the growth of the Kailasa nation, voicing out your opinions, letting all the people who are watching us on NTV and on YouTube to sit and contemplate, have their own thoughts about what we've been sharing. Finally, it just boils down to this one thing: shedding the reluctantness and being real warriors. With this, let's enter into the meditation, prepare ourselves for Nitya Satsang. Please sit straight, with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes and bring your awareness into your Ananda Gandha. Visualize Swamiji sitting in your Ananda Gandha as Paramashiva with the 25 heads and 50 hands. Now, allowing this mantra to vibrate throughout your entire body, start chanting the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.